Have you ever noticed how the best things in life usually aren't available to everyone? Think about it. Exclusive clubs, invite-only events, VIP memberships, they all have something in common. They make people feel special, like they're part of something that not everyone gets access to. That's the power of invitation only. Now you might be wondering, what does that have to do with building income from home? Well, it turns out that exclusivity is one of the most important differences between old-school MLMs and smarter, more sustainable business models. And it's a big reason why some people end up with frustrated customers, while others create loyal shoppers who reorder month after month. Let's break this down. In a traditional MLM, products are often widely available. Maybe they're sold on Amazon, maybe on eBay, maybe even sitting on store shelves. The problem with that is obvious. When your customer can get the same thing anywhere else, there's no reason for them to stick with you. You become replaceable. And when you're replaceable, it's really hard to build loyalty. But when products are invitation only, everything changes. People can't just walk into Target or Walmart and grab them. They can't click a button on Amazon and find a cheaper version. They can only get access through an invitation. That creates curiosity. It creates FOMO. And it builds a sense of trust between you and your customer because you're giving them access to something they couldn't get on their own. And here's the beautiful part. When those products actually perform better than what they were already using, loyalty skyrockets. Imagine this. A mom switches her toothpaste, her laundry soap, and her vitamins. At first, she's curious. She wants to see if it's really any better. And then she realizes her laundry comes out cleaner, her toothpaste makes her mouth feel fresher, and her vitamins actually make a difference. Suddenly, she's thinking, why would I ever go back to the store brands? That's when loyalty kicks in. She runs out, she reorders, and she keeps coming back. Not because she's pressured to, not because of hype, but because she truly sees the value. And because it's invitation only, she feels like she's part of something special, a club of smart shoppers who know better. This is what separates invitation-only models from traditional MLMs. It's not about constantly recruiting or pushing. It's about helping people shop smarter for things they already need. And when you do that, people don't feel sold till they feel helped. Let's talk about value for a moment. People sometimes wonder, if it's exclusive, does that mean it's more expensive? And the answer is no. In fact, when companies use a consumer direct model, they cut out the middleman. No distributors, no expensive advertising, no retail markup. That means they can put more into product quality while still keeping prices competitive, often even less expensive than what people are already buying in stores. So what does that mean for the shopper? It means they get better performing products, many of which are safer for their families, delivered right to their door at a price that makes sense. That combination is unbeatable. And once they see it, once they experience the difference, they don't want to go back to ordinary store brands. Now let's circle back to exclusivity. Think about the psychology here. When something isn't available everywhere, people value it more. They see it as a privilege to have access. And when you're the one who gives them that invitation, they see you differently too. You're not a salesperson. You're a connector. You're the person who let them in on a smart secret. And that creates loyalty, not just to the products, but to you. Here's another thing to consider. In old MLM models, people often felt awkward inviting friends to events or parties. But when you're introducing an invitation-only shopping club, it doesn't feel like that. It feels more like saying, hey, I found something that works better. And I thought of you. Great people love to share good things. And when you're sharing something that genuinely helps families save money, improve their health, and simplify their lives, that's a good thing to share. Now here's what typically happens. Someone gets invited. They try a few products. They're impressed. They start reordering. And before long, they're telling their friends and family too. Not because they're trying to be a salesperson, but because people naturally share things that work. They share a great restaurant. They share a helpful app. And they share products that made a difference in their lives. That's how word of mouth works when it's built on value. You don't have to twist arms or use pushy tactics. You just introduce people to something better, and the results speak for themselves. And let's not forget convenience. In today's world, families are busier than ever, running errands, juggling kids, working jobs. The last thing they need is another trip to the store. So when their essentials show up at their doorstep every month, it's not just better value, it's peace of mind. That convenience alone makes people stay loyal. So here's the big takeaway. If you want to build something sustainable, don't choose a model that's open to everyone and everything. Choose a model that's invitation only, built on exclusivity, better value, safer ingredients, and products that people reorder every month. That combination is what creates loyalty. And loyalty is what creates steady, predictable income. Now imagine yourself in that picture. Instead of chasing, you're inviting. Instead of pushing, you're guiding. Instead of being one salesperson among many, you're the person who offers access to something special, something not everyone can get, and that is powerful. If this resonates with you, I'd love to show you exactly how this invitation-only system works. I created a free class called the Quiet Earning Method. In it, I explain the details of how this model is different from MLMs and how you can use it to build something that fits your life instead of draining it. The link is in the description and pinned comment. Because at the end of the day, loyalty comes from value. And when you combine invitation-only exclusivity with products that genuinely outperform what people used before, you don't just create customers, you create brand loyalty, peace of mind, and a business that lasts.